What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Uncle Project podcast. It's your host, Mr. T, and this is where I document my journey along different projects that I'm working on, all the successes, failures, and everything in between. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about NFTs. Going to get into some Web3 in my experience, with cryptocurrency and all that great stuff. Going to be talking about some things that you avoid by missing out and embracing FOMO during a bull market, and also some things that you can gain by building in a bear market. So today's episode is going to be powered by the One Up Tribe on Hive. And you already know this is a lightning powered podcast. But yeah, we'll go ahead, get a quick message from our sponsor, Anchor, and get right into the episode. Thank you. Right. So I was binge watching what I think is probably like one of the best comedies on TV right now, Abbott Elementary. I was actually binge watching it on the HBO app, but the main character of the show, she was talking to one of her mentors or one of the other teachers that she looks up to, and she's like, "Yo, these babies are coming out making NFTs out the womb now. And I don't even know what an NFT is." And then the other teacher is like, "I'm not either." And that was just kind of like a eye-opening moment for me. I wasn't really too big into NFTs during like its biggest boom recently. I'm really just now starting to get into them myself, but it was just kind of like a moment to say that, man, like it's really already here, but it's just going to grow in the future and get more popular. The use cases are going to get a lot better. And yeah, I think NFTs really might end up being pretty big. Like even so, a couple of weeks ago, it's at my brother's wedding, and I don't necessarily like talk about a lot of blockchain and NFT stuff, but I don't know how we got on the subject, but he had said like NFTs are dead anyway, and I was like, yes, like. Not that I'd like to see anyone else miss out on the opportunity of NFTs or anything. Like, I'm not necessarily of the mindset of getting into this just to try to get ultra rich. I really just enjoy blockchain technology and using it to build. It's just really fascinating, interesting, and if you do happen to get some profits along the way, that's always nice. Makes my time experimenting with the technology that much better. But just from past experiences, just being using different blockchains. So I've been on Hive for almost 6 years now. And in crypto, most of the time that you're in crypto it's a bear market, like the prices are down and it doesn't really seem like too much is going on, or at least as far as the hype aspect is concerned, it doesn't seem like too much is going on. But I know from experience that that is not true. Like a lot of these communities are doing a ton of building in the bear market, which gives you a ton of advantages as a new person getting into the different communities. So I'm kind of thinking this is a good opportunity for me with NFTs to kind of get in, get some experience, and just take advantage of this time in the bear market, while the, I guess what the outside world is being told is that NFTs are dead. But I've been in a lot of Twitter spaces. I've been getting on a lot more Twitch. And from what I see on the Wax blockchain, and even like Solana and Ethereum, like I really don't think NFTs are dead yet. I really think it's just getting started. But it's we'll get into that more on the episode for sure. But yeah, so just as far as taking advantage of the bear market as a newcomer, based on my past experience of building on blockchains during the bear market, you really gain a lot. I wasn't in NFTs during like the big boom, and just embracing that FOMO and missing out, that helped me avoid a lot of things that prepared me for this moment. So just not being as much into NFTs when things were really booming, I feel like I avoided a lot of information overload during that hype phase. I'm a firm believer in you have to learn then teach, but with NFTs, it's such a new space that nobody's had time to learn, but people are taking on the role of teacher or guru or just someone who has this great knowledge of NFTs or this great all this experience within the NFT community. And it's just like, how could that be when things are just really kicking off? I feel like I avoided a lot of bad information that way. A lot of the influencers were celebrities, and a lot of times with that, not saying that these guys can't genuinely be into the projects, but a lot of times I suspect that some of those are, I don't want to say paid shills, but they might be being paid to behave in certain ways and say certain things and things that affect to help push the project forward, help build the hype. And it is what it is. I think it's something that for better or for worse, it has to be done. Like last week they just had Eminem and Snoop Dogg perform at the VMAs as like Bored Ape animations in a metaverse, which I don't know, a lot of people didn't like it. I don't hold any board apes, so I'm probably not as emotionally invested as others. But really, I felt like it was something that just has to be done. You know, somebody was going to try it out. Why not Snoop Dogg? But yeah, I think that's just the beginning. This didn't get as great of a reception, but I have a prediction. I think that somebody's going to end up doing like a NFT hologram. So for people who pay attention to hip hop, which is interesting with this Bored Ape performance at the VMAs, that they chose to do it with hip hop, because hip hop wasn't always seen in the best light, and now it's like a global phenomenon. Like the hip hop culture is everywhere now. Like you can't escape it. And now NFTs, aren't being seen in the best light necessarily in all circles, but you know, it's interesting that they used hip hop there. But yeah, so my prediction is that I think the next performance or performance related way that we see NFTs, I think somebody's going to do like a NFT hologram. Yeah, so if you pay attention to hip hop, you might have seen like the Tupac hologram or the Eazy-E hologram. I think that might be the next thing with NFTs. Instead of making the performer the NFT, you just get the NFT on stage as a hype man, which I think would be pretty cool. But yeah, so even with that, that's just people building, trying things out. Like right now, the NFT space, the metaverse, is probably the most immature that like the niche will ever be. So like a lot of crap brands that got into NFTs early, we got to see some of those die off. People got to figure out how to use NFTs. Like people haven't, I don't know, I guess some projects have experienced bugs and things like that, but you got to go through those growing pains. The community has to figure out how to avoid scams or identify scams, and things like that. But yeah, so yeah, you avoid a lot I avoided a lot by staying out and kind of waiting till things died off to start really getting into NFTs. And just some of the things that I've gained, like right now, I'm able to meet the real influencers within the NFT space. So I've been on Twitter a ton lately, just meeting a ton of different wax artists, and a lot of them are really cool people. My experience with NFTs is it just transforms and grows as I spend more time in the NFT community. It's kind of becoming somewhat of a networking thing now, which is really interesting. And I'm not really like the biggest networking guy. Like, I'm really busy offline, actually. Like, I have 2 jobs, and, just being able to connect with, or spend the time to connect with people online outside of like friends and family. I don't necessarily always have the most time for it. But, you know, I've been able to build like some really cool person to person, genuine connections with people within the wax community, which is pretty interesting. Just how I've been going through that and getting my start there. Just and another thing, building in the bear market, you get to test a lot of the tools that are going to kick off the next bull run. A lot of the things that these artists are building, I think that they're going to have some really big advantages on, well, I say that, they should have the advantage over people who may just come in during the next bull run or whenever NFTs become popular again. But they don't always. But yeah, they show you how to use those tools that are going to be a big deal in the next bull run. And like on wax, you don't, well, if you stake enough wax tokens, you don't have to pay fees on transactions. On Ethereum, on the other hand, they have their fees, but the fees are definitely lower, while things are down. So if you want to get in and build on it, Ethereum, and experiment, it's still going to be expensive, but this would be the time to do it. Like, the fees are lower than they're going to be when things take back off. So might as well get in there now and build what you can. And yeah, so just that, and just if I did have a project myself, it would be a good time to just connect with really diehard fans of the technology. Not necessarily the people who are looking to get rich overnight or things of that sort. From what I've noticed, the people in the community who are really active while in a bear market, those are usually the long-term die-hard users of those platforms. So like with Hive, when things were down and people were still posting and things, you tend to see those people stick around on the platform after a bull market. Whenever things die back down, you still see those people. But a lot of the people that joined during that bull market, a lot of those people fall off, unfortunately. And I think that's probably a similar thing with NFTs. So yeah, right now, I'm just really learning from people who really have a in-depth understanding of what's going on with NFTs, why to use NFTs, how to use NFTs. So, different types of artists will use their NFT projects in different ways. A music artist isn't necessarily going to use NFTs in the same way as somebody who does graphic design or somebody who has like a talk show on Twitch or something like that, or as somebody who creates video games. Different artists are going to use NFTs in different ways. Right now I don't have an NFT project of my own, but I'm really just seeing where I can add value in the NFT community without using NFTs. So I have my Hive account, I do my blogging, and that I just really think that's my lane right now as far as like adding value within the NFT space. And from what I've seen so far, people respect it. I've had a lot of people show my content love from outside of the Hive blockchain. A lot of the wax artists, they interact with my tweets that have to deal with wax NFTs, even though they may not have a Hive account themselves, which is really cool to see. So yeah, just doing that, and just building my accounts, building pages, and seeing if I were to make an NFT project, where within the pages and processes that I have built now, where could I insert NFTs to where it would make sense for NFTs to be in that place, So I've got a lot of thinking to do before I actually do my own NFT project. If you look back at my Hive count, I was actually about to start an NFT project, but the more I get in the community and kind of learn, I'm starting to see that I might need to hold off just a little bit longer, and really build my knowledge and understanding first before I really start a project of my own. But yeah, that's all for the show today. Appreciate you all listening to the Uncle Project podcast. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at CoinRunner7. I'm going to leave some links to some blog posts in the show notes where you can check out some of my latest NFT related posts on Hive. Be sure to subscribe to the Uncle Project podcast. Share the Uncle Project podcast with a friend, and I'll see you all on the next episode. Peace.